What is going on, everyone? It is episode 205 of the SpeedRacinJason Podcast. This is probably going to be an entirely solo episode after the one last week. I'm sure you guys listened to that, and if you have not, go and check it out. If you can get over the audio technical problems that the audio had, to be quite honest with you. So I haven't done a podcast like that in a very long time where I so I get off work, right? And then Corey and Michael hit me up and they're like, yo, can we come over? Let's do a podcast, whatever, into the group chat, which I'm fully down for, right? Who is not down to have Michael and Corey come over and film a fucking podcast? I like hanging out with them. I like hanging out with all my friends. So I'm expecting Corey and Michael at this point in time. Then Ethan pipes up in the group chat. He's like, yo, let me come over to the podcast. I'm like, of course. Get Ethan in on here. Of course, my horse, fucking come on in, dude. I'm excited to see you. And then now Ethan has a girlfriend. And Ethan has never really had girlfriends. Like, he has, obviously, like, if you listen to the podcast, we talk about this. One of the things we talk about. But Ethan's, like, at least for the last couple of years, Ethan has not had girlfriends, like, around. And nowadays, like, obviously, pretty much wherever I go, Abby's gonna be, right? And I gotta just start assuming that wherever Ethan is going, Andrea is going to come as well, which is totally great because I love Andrea. Get to practice my Spanish with her. So Ethan shows up. Of course he has Andrea, and I'm like, that's cool, So now we got 4 people. I was expecting 2. Now we have 4. Okay, that's the maximum number of ports my Zoom recorder has. Hop into the Patreon. Pay me some money, we'll get another Zoom recorder, and we could have fixed all of the problems in there, okay? So I only have 4 spots. We're already at 4 people. Well, before they're even here, my friend Tim hits me up from work. Hey, what are you doing tonight? A podcast. You want to come over and do it? Yeah, cool. I didn't. So if it was just Ethan, Corey, Michael, and Tim, that's appropriate amount of microphone slots, right? And Andrea shows up. So now we're at 5, right? And you guys are probably laughing. You're like, what the fuck, dude? Listening to this guy try and do math is pretty bad. Came home from work. It's Friday night. I'm excited to be off work. I hope you guys are excited to be listening to a podcast, dude. This is probably going to be one of the best sounding ones because I learned a lot of tips from trying to fix the audio of that last episode. Either way, back to what I was saying. We're at 5 people now. Well, when Corey and Michael show up first, guess who they've got in the back seat? Dun, 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 Caleb S. I won't say his last name. Dude, now that we're the biggest podcast in America, I don't want to be fucking doxing people. Whatever. So, no, Caleb is in the back seat. I have not seen Caleb in a very long time. Caleb has been on my YouTube channel from the OG days, dude, like very OG days. I haven't watched that video in probably 4 years, but there's a video of his S13 when he first got that. That's probably like 5 or 6 years ago now, to be quite honest with you. Either way, Caleb's in the back seat, and I feel as though, and I don't want to offend him because I was joking about the biggest podcast in America. Realistically, there's probably 15 people that watch this currently. Spread the good word. Fucking go be Jehovah's Witnesses, knock on doors and shit. No, either way, Caleb S is one of those people listening. So I'm not trying to offend him because I'm trying to guilt trip him, but I'm not trying to like make him hate us. But I'm like, Caleb, you got to come around more, dude. I don't see you enough. He's literally on the other side of my fiance's fence of her parents' house, right? So he's always within like very close distance, and I'm gonna just be honest, I never am like, yo, Caleb, can I come over for a second? Which I need to just do because I like Caleb a lot. I would be gay for Caleb S. I'm not gonna say if I'm joking or not. Cut it, dude. Cut it right there. No, Caleb shows up. Well, those three show up. I'm excited, but now I'm starting to kind of do the math because I've invited Ethan and Tim. Well, I think Tim shows up next, so I'm like, okay, we've got Caleb, Corey, Michael, Tim. Now Ethan and Andrea show up, and I'm like, well, that's 6 people. I only have 4 microphone slots. That puts me in quite the predicament. I haven't been in this situation in a while. There's an older episode of the SpeedRacinJason podcast, probably around episode 30 or something like that. I don't even really know, to be quite honest with you. I have no fucking idea how many episodes this is, how many episodes I've really recorded. But I've been doing it over a time span of long enough that we're calling it 200, baby. 2.0, 200. We talked about it in episode 200. Go listen to that. So now we're on 205. This is like the 5th week that I've been hitting you guys with pretty consistent podcasts. This recent episode took me a couple of extra days because I was in here about ready to have a mental fucking breakdown sitting in my chair over there because I would edit all of okay, so I don't even really want to get into that right now. But now I have all of these people over here, so I used all 4 of my microphone slots, and then on top of that also just recorded with my phone and I think maybe someone else's phone, but I definitely never got the audio on that. So it's all good. But there was way too many microphones. And when you start doing shit like that in this room echoes, dude. This is not, if you can't tell, this isn't a fucking podcast studio that I'm paying high budget for. This is a fucking garage that's 75 to 80% dedicated to my sticker shit. And then this corner over here is the SpeedRacinJason fucking corner that I get to, paint on the wall and fucking have the TV up here and the old PlayStation and shit, Either way, it's echoey is what I was getting at. So we have 5 microphones recording and I'm recording right here and somebody's sitting right here, with a microphone like that up to their face. Well, you're starting to get a little bit of fucking overlap in there, and I'm sure you could fix that if you went to school for audio engineering or something and you're smarter than I am. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to figure this shit out one step at a fucking one YouTube course at a time, dude. So like I said, hopefully this is one of the best sounding audio episodes because I think I learned a lot from the last one. Either way, there was a lot of people in here, and I love that because this podcast is kind of supposed to be dedicated to hanging out with my friends because I feel like I do truly have and I don't know, man, probably a lot of people think this, but I feel like I have one of the most wild lives. If MTV or whoever fucking showed up with a camera, I could be Viva La Bam in 2008, and I don't even have to do it. I don't even have to slap my parents, because I love my parents, but it's just kind of a fiasco around here. And my friends and everyone is so different and it's amazing. And I love it, but either way, I love having this big group of people in here because it's a fun podcast, it's wild. That's for sure. And then on top of that, you add some alcohol. We did. Add some marijuana. We did. It turns into pretty much a screaming match of stories. So if you can get over all of that, which I listen to podcasts like that all the time that kind of sound like shit because everybody's there's way too many fucking people talking. But if it's the best group of people I personally know, you know what I mean? It's a pretty good time. Either way, I wish I could have gotten a couple more people in here. Give me another fucking Zoom recorder. I want one of the ones with 8 channels and shit. And we'll have to have a talking stick so people know to not talk and do side conversations. And I'm not putting out any sort of shade on any of my friends directly because your host did it probably. Your hostess with the mostest of fucking side conversations and just fully going off topic, so take credit for that one. Like I said, we drank a lot of alcohol on the last one. I'm not doing that tonight, but it is Friday night, baby. Off work. Probably going to drink a Coors Light. Mountains are blue. You kind of have to, dude. That's a rhyme. So go and check that episode out if you haven't already. Either way, I'd probably suggest just sitting your phone down, take out your headphones, play it like out of your speakerphone, pretend you're on a phone call or something, dude. It'll work out fine, I guess. I don't know. Or listen to it with both headphones like I did trying to edit it. I think either gives you a good result, but I definitely don't think this is a podcast you like fall asleep to or anything like that. This one might be because it's solo and I got a fucking soothing voice. Would you say so? I don't know. I think so. Yo. No, dude, I'm just kidding. Either way. So yeah, that was last weekend's podcast. This podcast is probably going to consist of me telling you about my morning. Actually, it starts with last night. So last night, probably around 5 o'clock, I'm looking up at the clock. I'm still at work, and I'm like, shit, I'm supposed to go down to Abby's house tonight. It's starting to get way later than I really wanted it to be, like while I was still at work, because I really wanted to come home and record the podcast last night, Thursday, and today's Friday, obviously. That's how the week works. And I think I've already fucking said that, but either way, kind of texting Abby, and it's probably going to be a little bit later or whatever. Get off work around like 5:45 and I call her and she's like, well, you should just come down. And I'm like, well, I was going to go home and like record a podcast and probably get like some clothes. And she's like, well, I don't, and she's like, I don't even think I said the podcast part. But either way, I'm like, I'm probably going to go home, get some clothes, whatever. And like, she's like, well, you could do your laundry here. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, sounds reasonable. Like, I'd like to come see you, obviously. And so I'm like, something felt off, dude. I knew it. Don't do laundry at your fucking girlfriend's house. And like, I really wanted to be at work at like 7 o'clock this morning. So last night, we're like, I'm trying to go to bed a little bit early, right? Either way, like I get down there. Hey, can we start these I switch into pajamas. She's like, you can wear these pajamas or whatever. And I'm like, cool. They're comfy. And I'm wearing like her slippers. We went out to this little place and it's like a little burger place or whatever. And it's like an old school vintage diner. And I'm wearing fucking elf pajama pants, like Avatar socks, and then her fucking Nike slides pretty much. I don't really know what they are, but they're some sort of slides. Doesn't really matter. And like this hoodie and like my big ski jacket. And I look like a fucking doofus, dude, walking into this place, but I like went in there. We got some food. So we get down. Okay, sorry. Let me restart. I'm fucking this up per usual. Timed stories I have a bad time of telling, you know what I mean? Like trying to tell it in chronological order because this makes sense. It makes more sense. We get down there, or I get down to Abby's house initially, right? I switch into that outfit before we've gone out to eat. I switch into that outfit. I'm holding my stack of clothes and I'm like, okay, can we go start this? And she's like, well, I have a couple of things in the wash machine right now. And I'm like, okay. And I'm already like, well, it's like 7 o'clock. Like, and I kind of say that. I'm like, well, it's like 7 o'clock, like, I don't know how late we should like wait before we start it, and like, no, don't even worry about it. I'm going to take care of it. Okay, cool. So I wear this ridiculous outfit over to this like vintage spot, come back to her house. Okay, can we start the clothes? Yes, we can. We start the clothes in the wash machine. You already fucking know where this story's going, but either way, yes, we could start the clothes, so we start the clothes. It's like 7:40 probably, I don't know, 8 o'clock. And I'm like, fuck, those aren't going to be done until like 9 o'clock. I'm already doing the math in my head, and then you got to put them into the dryer. Either way, it's like starting to get like later and later. We're back at her house and I'm starting to like pretty much fall asleep. And she's like, don't even worry about it. I'll put the clothes in the dryer. I'm like, fuck yes, my babes. I love you so much. Thank you for being my fiance. Like, you're doing this for me and it's very sweet. I can go to bed, relax, maybe fall asleep a little bit early because I'm going to try and wake up early. Well, I wake up at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. It's like 5:50, and I like go out to their laundry room and I open up the dryer and I like grab my pants and they're just soaking wet, dude. And I'm like, and I love you very much because I know she's going to watch this part. And either way, it was so funny because I'm like, you can ask her, dude. She wasn't like, I wasn't mad, but I'm kind of like, fuck, what am I, I really want to be at work at 7. It's going to take me like 30 minutes to get up to my work, so I want to leave at like 6:30 and the clothes are just soaking wet. And I'm like, dude, they're not going to be dry. And so I like just start it for whatever reason. I go back into her room and she's like, where are your clothes? And I'm like, they're in the dryer. And she's like, oh, were they not dry? And I'm like, they were soaking wet. And she's like, no, I did it. Are you sure? And I'm like, and I'm like I'm specifically like trying not to be mad. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure, dude. I like full blown grabbed them and I was like, wow, those are soaking wet. Like I'm very sure they are. You did not start it or something. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Well, you can just wait here until they're like dry. And I'm like, no, I can't because they're not going to be dry until like 7 o'clock. And I definitely have to leave before then, And so I'm sitting there contemplating. And then I'm like, what are you going to do? Well, I love you very much. I'm going to take my ass to Fred Meyer's in these pajama pants and go and buy new pants. Voila, baby. Here they are. I fucking woke up this morning and had to go to Fred Meyer's. I was standing in the cash register line at Fred Meyer's at like 6:50 in the morning in fucking elf pajama pants, a ski jacket, and like fucking my boots, and people were like staring at me and shit. And I'm like, yeah, I know, man. And like I go up to the cash register, and I'm like, he's like, how are you doing this morning? I'm like, good. My fiance said she was going to wash my fucking or dry my pants and never did. And I definitely need them. And I don't have any, like, I was able to steal this hoodie, because this is my hoodie in the fucking first place. You know how that goes in relationships. And like, this is my shirt that I'd left down here or left down there at some point in time. These are the new pants that I had to buy. That's all I had to buy. But I was like, just so funny because at like 6:40, I'm like kind of wiping the fucking crust out of my eyes, standing at Fred Meyer's, like looking at different sizes of Carhartt jeans, feeling self-conscious, body fucking dysmorphia because Carhartt starts at a size 30. And I'm like a 26, dude. I don't even fit in any men's pants because every other men pants start at like a 28. And I'm like a little bit below that. Like I always wear a belt, and I bought these and they're like a 30 by 30, dude. That's like 4 extra inches. And I'm like, I don't need that. Like, take it away. I got the belt on, and honestly, they're really nice pants. Look at this. I got a little pen pocket. They're tactical, dude. Tactical jeans. That's what they are. It's really important at like work to have tactical jeans like this. And I know it's so fucking stupid, like to anybody that doesn't do what I do. But like when you're like, I have a picture, right? I'll put it up right here. When you're on this roof, you kind of need a lot of pockets. Like I installed all of these windows right here and you need pockets for different tools. And I know it's fucking stupid. As you guys can see though, I dress up for my podcast. I like make it a really big production. I like put on a special outfit. Look at this. I still got my work boots on. These are actually probably, dude, these are the most fucking stylish work boots on the job site. And I don't even want to talk shit, but look at these bad boys. These are Adidas, dude. Look at that. Look at those treads, dude. I've worn them out. I still got the Avatar socks on, by the way. This is what I was wearing last night. These fucking I don't know if you can see it right now. It's got a fat ass Aang head right there. Probably seeing like whatever. Look at this. 3 stripes, baby. No, I don't really know. They're like waterproof and like they're really nice fucking boots and they're like lightweight, If it's made out of that shit that you wouldn't think is waterproof, but it's waterproof. And like, so are these pants, dude. It's important. I stand outside in the fucking rain all day, all week long, dude. You should have seen me. I was wearing, this is what I'm saying. Please get the fucking Patreon popping, because eventually I would like to not do this. But like all week this week, it was like 28, 26. It was like low 20s, I think, even, dude. And you're just outside like the whole day long. So what I was wearing like double socks always. It's a must, you know. You wear like a thick ass pair of socks, or I mean, I'm sorry. You wear like a thin ass pair of socks, like these ones, you know, real tight to the skin. And then you wear like the wool socks over the top. I didn't have those today, but it was warmer today. But again, either way, I had to salvage what I had. I had to take available options down at Abby's house is what I'm saying. But you wear the double socks. Okay. And then you have the long johns underneath. Also had to skip out on those today. Thankful though. It was a warm day. It rained today. So it was like 48 degrees. I'm not even really complaining. But no, you wear the long johns, and then I have these ski pants, dude. You guys have seen me wear them. I know you have on this podcast, and they're thick as fuck. I bought them on Amazon. They're totally Chinese fucking made pants. Either way, they're sick. They got extra pockets on the sides too. Important again. No, they're like really thick, and they got fleece lining. They're waterproof as shit too. Like you pour water on it. Like, I mean, if you sit in a puddle, you're going to be wet, you know, but you just try and avoid that as much as you can. So I had the long johns, insulated pants, and then up top you wear a long sleeve thermal. Then you wear like a t-shirt. Okay. And then I had my 2 SpeedRacinJason hoodies on. And then I was wearing the most important gift I got from Christmas, which is a fucking heated vest, baby. I look like Iron Man. I'm walking around glowing and shit. Got like 3 different temperatures. It's like, I think they're like $100 on Amazon, dude. If you work outside, they're sick. So then I had that over the top of the 2 SpeedRacinJason hoodies, and then my big ass fucking puffy ski jacket. I should go get it out of the car. It looks hilarious. I was walking around like the fucking Michelin Man, dude. One of the guys that works there, he's like, hey man, like be safe out in all the cold or whatever. And I just like laughed. I was like, dude, look at me. I was like, I'm fucking, and I got the thick ass work gloves. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking, take me out, baby. Let's go hiking. Like I'll climb Everest right now in this fucking outfit. I think it will work pretty decent, either way. That's what you kind of got to do. You kind of got to hype yourself up a little bit at work. Otherwise, like, you'll be pretty miserable sometimes. Like, it's like snowing and you're just standing there just getting snowed on. You're like screwing. Like, bam, bam. It's like, it's not even really the snow though, because we live in Oregon. So we always get like freezing rain and like, just like the fucking shitty snow. It doesn't even stick on the ground, like most of the time. We mainly just get sheets of ice, and then everybody fucking cancels work because nobody buys snow chains here. I've actually been finding this really interesting because like I've thought about it, and most people here, they don't have, and I'm one of them. I've never fucking had snow chains or studded tires. I've lived here my whole life, but like everywhere else, you kind of have that. I think, you just kind of have them on deck because like when it gets to wintertime, you're just like, not everywhere else. Fucking obviously, like fucking Arizona is they probably do not have snow chains and like studded tires as well. Arizona, they're probably all good on that. I don't know. I guess certain places in Arizona, the high desert, I think it snows there actually quite a bit. God, either way, still proves my point. Not everywhere. Doesn't fucking matter. Shouldn't get lost in the details like that. Everywhere else, you guys just have snow tires. You're just ready to go. Like, I need to get some, to be quite honest with you. Talking about, what else do I fucking have to talk about? Okay, big life update. I fucking switched over from Babbel over to Duolingo. Abby was right on that one, dude. Duolingo, I think, is sicker, to be quite honest with you. It's a pretty it's a pretty good phone game, to be quite honest with you, that teaches you Spanish. Like, and they don't even sponsor this podcast, to be quite honest with you, which they should. Hit me up. I really appreciate this fucking game though, dude. I'm learning quite a bit pretty quickly. I think I'm learning some Spanish. I've been practicing at work, like I fucking joke about all the time. And dude, I think it's fun, and like they do too. They really, they really do, dude. And it's so funny because we all talk in English, but also like they just roast me when it comes to Spanish, dude. I just show up and I'm like, lo siento, you know, and they're because dude, and bah, you know, fucking dude, they all start like it's pretty funny because I've never taken any sort of Spanish classes. I've always really liked like the idea of like speaking other languages because I love fucking making people laugh, you know, just in general, you know. And so like, dude, it was pretty good today. I got them both because I only work with 2 Mexican dudes, and like one is like he and I don't know. We don't like to get too personal about shit like this. Either way, he very little English, you know, like not very much, and I love him a lot, you know, like he's probably one of my favorite dudes, and he's like learning, you know, he's only really been speaking it for like 2 years, you know, which is like funny because that's one of the things that like, because I don't know, dude, I'm like, I think a lot about like race lately in like a good way, like which sounds bad, you know, when I just hit you with like, yeah, dude, I've been thinking about race a lot, and like I don't really know, man. I shouldn't like be really getting into this too deep with you on the podcast because it's like nobody really I don't know, maybe they do. Yeah, I don't know, that's just one of the things that like I want to express this correctly, and I just made a cut in the audio and the fucking video, and it's because I lost my train of thought, but it sounds like I went into a really deep rabbit hole right there, to be quite honest with you, and I was trying to go down a good one. Like I don't know, you know, like I've fucking met some people that are like, go back to your country, you know? And I've just like never fucking really felt like that, you know? I don't necessarily know why, and I never really thought about it like too much. Like I never really thought about race in general, to be quite honest with you, until like I feel like 6 years ago when they like kind of made everybody racist, which like I know for a fact is like a government conspiracy, like, which is like a lot to be getting into on a fucking public episode of this podcast, to be quite honest with you. But like, I'm pretty sure they made it pretty bad pretty quickly, dude, to be quite honest with you. I don't really know what the fucking goal was there. I think it was kind of to keep us divided, to be quite honest with you, because I really don't feel like race is like a dividing factor. I feel like it's money, and I feel like nowadays race is a dividing factor, and I really don't feel like it should be, dude. Like I've always like appreciated like different races. Like when I like meet a Mexican dude, I like kind of want to talk to him, dude. I don't know why, you know, but I'm like, he seems cool, neat, you know, like I guarantee you, like eventually when I have enough viewers to actually complain about this, somebody's going to be commenting like, oh, fuck him, you know, like he's racist, you know, and I'm like, I am so not. Like, I love like hearing shit like they have like funny fucking stories, dude, you know. I like, to be quite honest with you, Mexican dudes have kind of became my favorite, but I've always kind of felt like that, like black dudes or Asian people, and black women and fucking Mexican women, you know what I mean? But I should just be saying racist, to be quite honest with you. And like that's the problem, is I feel like nowadays if you like start naming races, they're like, this dude's racist, and I'm like, we're gonna talk about good shit, you know? Like, and I don't feel like it's bad to like talk about that. Like I really don't. And I know that most people listening are like, yes, we agree. You're not saying anything crazy. I feel like I'm putting myself in the hot seat right now. And I'm like, we need to stop feeling like we're putting ourselves in the hot seat. You're just talking, dude. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. Nobody fucking cares enough to come and cancel me, is what I'm getting at. And like, I don't know, dude. Like, and like, so what I was getting at is I met people like that. They're like, fucking go home, pretty much. They're like, fucking whatever, you know? And I'm like, I've kind of said that, like, you know, like, because now, especially, and like, I don't want to like talk about it like too much, but I have worked with like, I know for a fact, illegal Mexican immigrants is what it is, you know? I don't know where they're at anymore. Is what it is. They're my favorite people, dude, because, and like, I have worked with a couple of them, and like, they don't speak that much English. But when you're right, I shouldn't be naming too much. when you're riding in an there was a cut there and it was a good one because I'm saving some shit. When you're riding in unspecified work vehicle to a job site with somebody that barely speaks English and I don't speak any fucking Spanish. I'm starting to because of Duolingo. Thank you. You still have conversations, you know. I'm like, how you doing, man? You know, like, you like it? You know, like, is America sick or what? You know, and that's the fucking right attitude to have. And I don't really give a shit. I'm bringing back patriotism. It's going to be cool again. I'm not going to make America great again. That's how that fucking starts. But seriously, like, when you meet a Mexican dude, they rock the fucking Mexico flag. Do you know why? Because they have pride for their country. This place is sick. Certain areas kind of suck ass. I live in one of them. I don't really. But I say I live in Portland. I live in like the suburbs of Portland, pretty much. You know, the surrounding areas. I don't know what the fuck you want to call it. Either way, I live in a good spot. Where I work is predominantly in Portland, and there's a lot of bad shit down there. Got to fix that. I've thought about that. I thought this would maybe be cool. I've thought about trying to do a podcast where we literally only talk about good shit that happened in Portland. Because all I see is horrible shit. Because this place pretty much fucking sucks, to be quite honest with you. I was at a job the other day where we had to take the boards off of this fucking just true like crack, like fucking, or fentanyl or whatever the fuck it is nowadays. Meth. I don't know if I fucking know. Meth hotel that these people were running. They got evicted and everything, you know, like, well, okay. Whoever got evicted, house was abandoned, then fucking said drug users got in there and then started an operation. And I could tell all of this from wandering around this job site for like 3 fucking days. And like the master bedroom, okay, all of the fucking rooms in this house, beautiful house, built in 1912, beautiful part of Portland, but it is currently a fucking pile of garbage. Sorry. Not trying to be fucking disrespectful, but it sucks ass down there. Okay. This house literally had like Walmart stickers. Somebody had taken Walmart stickers and walked around and like stuck like number 1, number 2, you know, on like each fucking bedroom, like on the side of the door. All of the doors were fucking like kicked off, you know, and shit. And it had like names of the Walmart stickers, like Jasmine and Keith were in the basement, you know, and then like up on the top, and like I'll put this video, I'll have it fucking scrolling right here. This is in the master fucking bedroom where I took this video, and it is literally like a full-blown list of why I'm assuming it was a female tweaker dipped out of this like hotel thing, you know. She fucking like wrote it all out, like the shit I did for you, the shit you did for me, and because of all of that, fuck you motherfuckers, I'm leaving. Fuck your rent money. So there we go. There's rent money. Okay, there's rent money and there's numbers on the fucking door. This is a tweaker hotel. I'm not being whatever. It's fucking pretty obvious what I'm in. We were literally taking the boards off of the broken windows, fixing these fucking beautiful old windows. They're not beautiful anymore, but they used to be, man. I'm becoming a big fan of craftsmanship. They were at one point in time beautiful works of art, right? All of these fucking wood putty windows, beautiful, right? Then we had to take these boards off, okay? Fix the fucking windows and then put the boards back up, because they know for a fact if you don't, tonight they will all be busted out. It had like fucking graffiti on the boards. It's like, dude, this is embarrassing. Like, no, don't fucking do this. And be quite honest with you, I don't really fucking care. I don't have that much empathy for it anymore. I've watched it now for like the 5-6 years that I've really been going down to Portland, and it's progressively gotten to be like just shittier and shittier. When I was down there today, again, trying not to do too many details, because if I'm dissing Portland this hard, I feel like somebody is going to be like, he's a problem to our community. And fucking it's going to go viral on TikTok because they get more views than I do. It is what it is. And again, this is stupid because who the fuck's going to cancel me? And then they're going to see it and be like, ah, shit, he said the company worked. You know, either way, I went down there to pick up another unmarked unspecified vehicle that may be for the place I am employed at. Either way, while we were... Oh, shit, sorry. I really got to turn that off. While we were driving down there, and I literally can shit you not, like, and I guess the only person that would really verify this is one of my coworkers, and I don't know if she wants me to call her right now to do this on the podcast. Either way, we're driving down there, and we're like following, and this homeless dude, unhoused, he doesn't get the fucking nice words. Okay, 1 second. Let me change the fucking camera. Like, dude, this guy does not get the fucking nice names. He gets to be called a hobo. He gets to be called whatever because he just fucking like walks across this crosswalk while everybody, and it's like downtown Portland traffic. Like, it is literally right downtown. It was right next to the fucking Crystal Ballroom. Is it Crystal Ballroom or Hawthorne Theater? I always get that fucking confused. I think it's Hawthorne Theater. Either way, it was right down there. He just like walks across the street, and it's like not a crosswalk even. And this car is like kind of slows down. And then like, as he makes it across, he like goes, and he has like a stick with like shit like on it. Like it was like rocks taped to it. I don't really fucking know. It's like a mallet thing. And I literally cannot make this up. This car like finally goes or whatever. And he just goes like this, bam, and like spins around and like fucking whacks the back of the car. I'm like, what the fuck is that, dude? Like, you don't get the empathy anymore. I'm sorry. I don't really fucking care. Okay, 1 second. I think I'm gonna call this guy. Let's see if this works. My friend from work said that he was down to be on the podcast. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, dude. Your phone's working. I called this man earlier, and his phone's microphone was being a piece of crap. So I'm glad it's working right now.
That's right.
How you doing, Gabe?
Good. How are you, man?
Good. I'm fucking sitting on my couch right now. What are you up to?
Right now I'm just chilling right now in my house. Just taking a break, you know?
Yeah. What were you up to after work? You fucking do anything exciting? I fucking ran home, and my little brother came home, the one that bought a house. So I was like super excited, and one of his friends is here. Nice. Yeah, dude. I've just been hanging out. I started drinking a Coors Light because it's a Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we're spitting bars. That's what we're doing. I'm glad I fucking brought you on, dude. We're gonna start our rap career right now.
You know it.
Yes, sir. No, dude, I was just bitching about Portland right now, which is ironic. Like, why the fuck am I doing that? Nobody wants to listen to me complain about Portland.
Well, okay. What were you complaining about, though?
Okay, one of the things that I saw today, me and and I'll bleep her name out. Sorry. She took me down to go get the truck or whatever. And as we're going down there, this guy, he just like crosses, and you know right where the mechanic's at. Yeah. Down there. Okay. This dude just like, he's a homeless dude, just fucking crosses the street, no crosswalk or anything. And he's carrying this giant like mallet looking thing. It was like just a giant, like, it's like a 2x1, like 2x2. I don't really fucking know. And it looked like he literally like taped rocks to it, like the end of it. Wow. Dude, it was the craziest fucking thing in the world. You have to ask her about it on Monday because I shit you not. And so he's like crossing this fucking street, and then this car like waits, and then as he like, makes it across, the car goes. Well, he just spins around and fucking whacks it.
No, he did.
Yes, he did. You can full blown fucking ask this lady, and then you're gonna have to call me back on the next episode and confirm that this happened, because I know fucking nobody else is gonna believe me either.
That is crazy.
Yes, dude. Okay, wait 1 second, because the camera battery just died, so I have to just change it. It'll take me 2 seconds. Is that okay?
All right.
Okay,
Good.
I'm putting you on hold.
Yeah. Okay. I'm holding.
Okay. You still there?
Yep.
Yes, sir, dude. I was figuring you were gonna hang up on me, and I wouldn't even judge you if you did. No.
What is that the background noise? Is that my phone?
Do you hear?
That's actually.
Do you hear static?
Oh yeah.
Is it getting worse or better?
It's the same.
It's the same. It's just, I don't really know, to be quite honest with you. I have this thing like Bluetooth hooked up to my like recorder, and like a couple of people kind of complain about it, but I don't ever hear it on this end.
Okay.
And then like it doesn't make it into the recording. How bad is it on a scale of 1 to 10? Because I've asked people before this.
How can I describe this? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just sounds like, like one of those noises that it gets annoying after a while.
Yeah, it's enough to be like, yeah, you're like, I'm hanging up on this fucking dude.
Yeah.
Well, wait, did that
Change
make
the channel?
Change the channel, dude. Dude, that's so fucking funny. What I was curious, did you tell your wife that like this fucking idiot's about to call me so I can be on his podcast, where you're like acting like a big shot? You're like, yeah, I'm going on like a special show tonight. Did she even ask?
She's on her own phone call at the moment, so
well,
she's in the living room and
I
I'm
was
in the bedroom.
nervous in a minute she's gonna like come in and be like, who the fuck are you on the phone with?
Jake from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm, baby. What are you wearing? I'm wearing green Carhartts.
What are you wearing, Jake?
Green Carhartts.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude. I was just I talked a little bit about how I'm trying to learn Spanish, because I think I've talked about it a little bit on here, but I was telling him how I switched over to the Duolingo. I didn't tell him about fucking when I walked by you earlier today, and I'm like, ¿Dónde está mi teléfono? Because I couldn't fucking find it per usual, dude. That was so
I thought you were joking, though. I was like, haha. And then you're like, man, I can't. Oh, then I was like, oh, you for real? You lost your phone?
Yes, dude, and it was gone. And I honestly, I was about ready to fucking leave it there, dude. I was like, I want to go home. And then I I got home or whatever, and so then Dylan was here, so then it stalled the podcast, and now I'm finally recording, and I've been going for about like 35 minutes, and I was like starting.
So are you But on your podcast, do you have like a small crew, like people hanging with you, or is it just you by yourself?
And tonight it's just me by myself, baby, and you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, me and more.
Yeah.
No, dude, it's actually, I think it's going to be a nice change of pace. I'm assuming everybody will also agree, because like I showed you the last episode, there was like way too many fucking people over here,
Yeah.
Because it's fun, and it's a lot of fun, but it's so crazy that it's hard to kind of keep it under wraps, and then
and then you got people winking at the camera.
Yeah, I know, like that sexy beast fucking gobbles, dude.
Sexy machines walking by, winking at the camera.
Dude, I told him, I love the gobbles thing. But I told him we gotta stop doing the gobbles thing, because I feel like he's starting to think he's actually retarded, and I feel like it's not helping.
Believing it?
Yeah, dude, I told him that.
I told him I will buy the wheelchair. I was like, "What color do you want it?" I can't remember what he did. He was I don't know if I told you about when he was putting the push point. Yeah, we talked about it. Remember that? You were like, oh wait, you mean you? I just busted.
Dude,
when he did that, I was like, what color do you want your wheelchair?
Dude, I love him so much, but that's fucking hilarious. And he just pointed, dude, he just like shot it straight into it, just like just busted it, man. And
I was like, why did that sound so loud? What did you do?
Nobody
see, this is shot at the glass.
Well, see, this is what I laugh about, right? Because I find these stories hilarious, but I think about it, and I don't think anybody at home knows exactly what the fuck's happening. They're just like, what is he talking about? But like, okay, for anybody that doesn't know, there's a little push point gun. It shoots like it's almost like a staple. It wedges a piece of glass into a wood frame, right? And you got to angle it in a weird way. And Gobbles was under the impression that you angled it the other way. So he pretty much just shot a nail straight into glass, and it shattered. It shattered in his face, and then Gabe was standing right there like, what the fuck was that?
The wrong way.
Dude, what is up with... dude, this is hilarious. And I'll bleep his name out too. I don't know. I'll bleep their name out, but I think I already called you Gabe. I think it's probably fine. Whatever. I don't know.
I don't care.
Okay,
There's
cool.
a lot of Gabe, so.
Yeah. There's a lot of them.
I'm not the only Gabe out there.
And we're not going to say it, but that's not even your real name, right?
Nope.
I love you so much, bro. I fucking no, I'll bleep that part out maybe. I don't really fucking know. Either way, no, dude. What the fuck was I just gonna say?
Alejandro.
Well, he does a lot of funny shit, dude, but I can't think of what. I can't think.
A specific one.
Dude, yeah. No,
Overall.
I had a really funny one, but then I think I lost it. What was I going to say about it? Well, I think I blanked it because I went off on a train of thought, and I was kind of talking about him earlier, dude. I love my work, dude, a little bit. Like, I love you guys. It's fun. It's pretty entertaining.
It's good environment. Yeah, we'll get along.
Well, and like, I mean, right now I'm calling you on my podcast, dude. I consider you a friend. You know, you fucking came to the engagement party.
Sure.
I drank a beer, so I'm getting sentimental.
Yeah.
No, dude. Dude, this is gonna fucking bug me now that I can't think of what that is. Either way, I gotta get off of it now. I don't know. God damn it, Gabe. I smoked a little bit of weed too, to be quite honest with you. Is what it is. Yeah.
No way.
No way, dude. Dude, well, it's a Friday night. What the fuck else can you do, man? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Damn it, Gabe. Now I've fully lost my train of thought. And all I want to think of is that story, but it really doesn't matter all that much. Either way.
I'm sure it was funny, though.
I know. Well, yeah. It's great. It's hilarious. Right. We can all laugh together right now about it. You know, sometimes, dude, it's a lot of pressure hosting the #1 podcast in America.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of pressure, you know. I forget what I was going to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Can't imagine being in your shoes.
Me and you are going to be the people that watch this. Me and you, dude. Me, you, and this cat that's sitting right next to me. She's getting a fucking bullseye view, dude. No, dude, once I think that episode might even be out of all of those people over here, to be quite honest with you. I've been scheduling them because, you know, we get busy and shit, and that makes it really easy. I just like post like 3 of them at a time, and I just schedule them to come out on like Monday, Wednesday, and like Friday lately. Yeah. So eventually you will be on one of those episodes, but
yeah, you have to let me know.
Dude, I don't know. I was just going off on like a full-blown rant about like race and shit, to be quite honest with you, in like a good way. About like race and shit, like, but in a good way.
Race what?
Like race, like ethnicity.
Oh, I didn't know if you meant like race, like running.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
No, I was talking about my 26.2. You know, that I just did my marathon. I don't really know, bro. I might have to cut a couple of these fucking out because it didn't work right. But no, what the fuck was it? Because I'm starting to run out of stories, and so I'm like, shit, I gotta come up with something, dude. I don't know what I'm gonna say right now. So I'm like, okay, wait, what was I talking about right before you called me? I was talking about like Portland. It's kind of a piece of shit, and somebody's gonna like get mad at me and like talk about it, but it doesn't really matter. And I'm starting to like. Really, like, I really appreciate.
I remember Portland was when I first moved here, which it was 90. Yeah, I can't even remember the year, but dude, yeah, Portland is what it is, though, man. I mean,
like
things have just got south over there, man, and people just seem, I don't know, man, the homeless situation and just overall, Portland just being over, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I was kind of talking about. And like, here's my idea, right? Like, because I want. Okay, here's what we need, right? We need like another good ass public speaker, you know, that like kind of fixes the problem, you know, like, and that's not going to be me, right? Because I just forgot what I was talking about a couple of minutes ago. So I'm not gonna be the guy, you know. But I was thinking. Maybe I could do a podcast, you know, like it would just be a special episode on mine or whatever, where I do it like once a week or whatever, where I only talk
Mhm.
about the good shit that happened in Portland. Because everybody like
The
only
good
talks about,
shit.
yeah, there's good shit that happens, I think.
Like what?
I don't know. I'm sure it's out there. like,
what?
you know what I mean? Because like that's what I mean. I haven't heard good shit in a while. All I hear is like horrible shit. And like, I'm sure if I Googled something, you know, like good stuff happening in Portland, I could find something because there's nice stuff, dude. It was funny when I was, walking down to the mechanic or whatever, there was this dude walking like past me because like she dropped me off like around the corner and I had to walk around, you know? And there was this other guy like walking down the street, you know? And like, I look how I look and I look like I have a fucking ridiculous outfit on today, you know? And so he like, he clocks me, you know? And I think he thought I was a homeless dude, to be quite honest with you, or something. Like he saw the mustache and he was like, I don't fuck with this dude. And I purposefully went out of my way to be like, hey man, how's it going? And he went and like looked over at me, and I don't think he has been asked that all day long. I'm going to start trying to be nice, dude. I'm going to be over the top fucking obnoxious about it. I'm going to be the best civilian there ever has been, dude. That's me, dude. I'm going to be Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll give you an award.
I thought it was something. I thought it was a lot funnier than like, because you're not laughing, so it doesn't make it funny, you know? Like, because like now it just sounds like I'm like super, super serious, but like, I don't know, dude.
Well, it sounded like that.
Well, it kind of is, but it's also supposed to be like, it's supposed to be funny. Like, dude, I'm Mr. Rogers, baby. I'm going to put on a sweater. I'm going to put on a red sweater and walk down the streets of Portland. I'm going to put on an all red outfit, Gabe, you know, like look like and walk down the streets of Portland
and like, will you be mine?
And just be like, will you be mine? It's a beautiful day in the you know, and like and somebody's going to fucking jump me, dude.
Hey, if Eddie Murphy did it, I think you can do it too.
I think so, dude. The full latex, full leather, that would be pretty sick. Dude, well, okay. Gabe, I'm sorry. I feel like I kind of lost you a couple of times there where it wasn't good podcasting, but I'm trying, dude. It's kind of episode 205, but it's really only episode 5, I think. when you ever look up my YouTube channel, it'll make sense, but I've posted podcasts for like a couple of weeks at a time, and then I just like stopped doing it. And so it was like 1 to like 10, and then it was like 20 to like 35. And then when I came back this time, I think I made it up to like 40 or something like that. When I came back this time, I said, fuck it, dude. 200. Yeah. 200, baby.
Wow, that's good.
I don't know. Is that horrible?
No.
I thought it was really funny. And like a lot of people laughed. And then like one of my friends was like, I don't think people are going to find that funny. And then you didn't laugh. So I'm like, oh, fuck. No, dude. What was I going to say, dude? I shouldn't have. I'm getting nervous, dude, or something. I got to stop something, Gabe.
You need some sticky notes or something.
Some sticky notes? That would be a good ass idea, dude. And I don't want to just talk about work on my fucking podcast. And I feel like that's all I do, dude.
Of course not. Yeah.
Think
about things going on, you know.
Because kind of everything like that happens.
Portland thing you're talking about, you know, learning a different language.
Oh yeah, I was talking about a lot of that shit, dude. Like, I love trying to fucking. I don't know, man. One of these days, I'm gonna like actually be pretty decent at it, and it'll be pretty funny, I think. But it's like good that it's funny, and it's not like just funny; it's like fun too. And like, I feel like it's cool because like people like blank Alejandro. I can't like fully communicate with him, and I know he's fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? Like I see when he's talking to you, you know, like, and you're like laughing, you know, and you're like into what he's saying, and I'm like, fuck yeah, man! Like I wish I knew what the fuck he was saying right now. Yeah. And I'm like,
I think what we need to do is we need to grab you and blindfold you,
yes,
right? And drop you somewhere in Mexico,
yes,
and leave you there, and you have to find your way back. I'm sure you'll learn Spanish like fast.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah,
And
that's the way to do it.
That's what I was going, like, that's where I was headed
100%
with.
guarantee you come back speaking Spanish.
Dude, I'm going to come back with a fucking sombrero and a donkey, and I'm going to be like, hola, mi amigos. I fucking, dude, that's where I was going to take that, like, when I was, like, right before I called you, because I just realized that you had said okay, and it was, like, 10 minutes after you had said that, so I was like, oh, shit, I got to call him right now. But that's what I was talking about when I said, like, when I was joking that I was going off about race, you know, and that was supposed to be funny, is, like, I've, like, you know, I've kind of heard, like, you know, I've obviously heard, like, real racist shit, you know, and, like, I've kind of
towards you?
No.
Towards
well,
another.
Technically towards me, I guess too. But I mean, like, you know, about like different races and like mainly Mexicans. You know what I mean? Like, I've met some fucking whatever.
I've been Mexican for a while.
Yeah, I'm sure you know what I mean. You know, and like they've kind of hit me with that, like, well, they need to go back, pretty much. You know, and I'm like. Yeah. And I've kind of, I
wish we would go back. Dude, I don't want to be here.
I'll fucking go back with you guys if that's okay. To be quite honest,
my wife wants to be here, dude. I've been to Mexico, dude. Oh my god! I mean,
it's tough.
No,
it's amazing.
I like it.
See,
I love being in Mexico, man. If it was up to me, I wouldn't be here. I'll go and live in Mexico and. I mean.
Yes. See, and like when
I like it, so
when like they've kind of said that, you know, like I'm not trying to be whatever, but I kind of have been known to try and be a little bit of the voice of reason with that, you know, like with those people that say that shit. And usually, like, especially now after kind of like my experience, you know, like hanging out with a lot of people like that, whatever, you know. I'm like, dude, it's kind of fucking insane that, like, because, okay, here's the deal, right? If Canada was like, you know, Canada's right there. If Canada was like, look, we're going to have a minimum wage of like $60 an hour to pretty much, you know, like pretty much like the equivalent, right? Or whatever the math would be. I would find a way to make it up to Canada, and I'd probably go work there and pay my fucking, you know, my shit off down there, you know, and like hook it up and like, eventually get everybody up here, you know? And like when I say that to those people, like, and describe it that way, I'm like, dude, they don't want to, you know, like, you got a family back there, you don't want to fucking be here, really, you know, like, but it's the best move, and that's what I would be doing, you know, like, I want to make the fucking most money I can. And usually when I say that, they're like, it breaks them down, dude, and it's really funny, because the next thing they say is they're like, well, if they're going to be here, they better speak Spanish, or I mean, they better speak English, you know?
English, yeah.
And I think that one's kind of funny too, because I'm like, dude, have you tried to learn Spanish? Like, because I fucking am right now, dude. And it's not like, you know, and that's like, and I said that to like the last time I had this conversation with somebody like that. I was like, dude, like, if you just dropped me off in Mexico, I would learn to speak Spanish, but it wouldn't be overnight, you know? And you gotta fucking...
No. Yeah, I mean, of course. It's gonna take you some time.
You know? And I feel like when you start talking about anything like that, and I don't know if, like, it's just, like, a made-up thing, man, and I don't know if it's because I'm white, like, or what, and like because of the fucking media over the last couple of years, but dude, I like start talking about that and I get so fucking nervous, and I don't think I said anything that unreasonable right there, right? Is that correct, or am I like, you know?
I think you're correct. I mean,
right? You know,
that's the thing about here, man. I mean, they say freedom of speech and freedom of this, freedom of that, but you always have to be careful what you say, who you say it to, and you're like, fuck, so where's the freedom at then?
Yeah, because I don't really
have to be so fucking like, oh shit, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to say this.
That's what
where the fuck is your freedom at?
That's what I'm saying. And like, you know, I'm like saying this shit, and like some of it like revolves around like work, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to like fucking, you know, like I kind of try and bleep anything that like really like, or cut it out, you know, anything that kind of gives away anything, just on like the off chance, you know. And I'm like, dude, we gotta stop doing whatever the fuck that is, and we gotta all start hanging out, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And like,
I think so too. I mean, I do agree that if you're here, you have to speak English. But if you come across someone that doesn't speak English, it's not because they don't want to speak it.
Yeah.
It's because they don't know it. I mean, they if they knew it, they would probably be speaking you in English.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't have to be rude about it. Be like, oh, you be here, you have to. Yeah, I wish I could. It's not that I don't want to talk to you in English. It's just that I can't.
You're like, dude, I'm fucking.
About it,
I would.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise I would.
No, dude, that makes I feel like that
it's
makes
like,
a lot of sense.
American people in Mexico, you're not gonna be like, you gotta talk to you in Spanish, like they don't speak, and you just have to figure out what they want or what they need, and I don't know, it's just crazy how that's the way it is, though.
I don't know, bro. It's just wild to me, and like, I don't know, like I feel like I have a pretty decent little diverse group of friends, to be quite honest with you. I'm like, it's kind of
what's nice, man, to be able to, get to know different type of way of, how people are, and because, they all have different, what's it called?
Like backgrounds and just like,
just so backgrounds, but like
life experience. I think that's a good one.
Well, also like, what's that? Fuck, I can't remember the word, but it's like when you get to try like their food, their culture.
Yes.
Like you get to, try different cultures and how they do things. And
yes, dude. And I was talking to you about that shit. The fucking Will Wheat guy or Will Witt guy.
That's cool.
The dude walking around with the fucking sombrero and like the Chinese outfit. And it's like, no, dude, I'm gonna start culturally appropriating.
Yeah, you should.
It's so funny because, like, I don't know. I feel like that's really. I don't know why. I don't know what it is about the China culture that I just like it, man. Yeah, you're just kind of drawn to it.
There's a lot of stuff about those guys that it's like,
Well, they got cool shit,
it's like
dude.
Nice. Like if I could go, to China and already speak Chinese, I would.
Well, dude, we were talking about it today. You're not speaking Chinese with 50,000 fucking Mandarin characters.
Right.
That's insane, dude. What the fuck?
I know.
Our asses were sitting around the work computer Googling that. It was a Friday, dude.
Yeah. You know what, though? I wonder if that language has like a sign language.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like someone that does that shit, but with their hands, like to speak that language. What?
Holy shit! Could you imagine that? Well, I'm sure they do because, dude, that's
dude. That's you need like an extra 2 hands.
Gabe, I
think he's like, I can speak that I only have 2 hands.
Gabe, maybe that's what they're doing when they do kung fu. That's what they're doing is sign language.
That's what it was. And someone was like, oh shit, I can use this to protect myself.
Yeah,
I can even use my feet too.
Holy shit, that's hilarious. Yeah. No, dude, I love it too. No, dude, 100%. I agree. I guess I haven't been that into Chinese shit. I've been really into fucking Japanese stuff though. Because like that's where my car comes from, and like
all those cultures. It's pretty cool.
Dude, Big Boss Man was telling me that he wants to retire in Bali today.
Say who?
Big Boss Man. I'll bleep it out, I guess. But we were talking about it, and he was like, "Yeah, dude, I want to retire in Bali." I don't even really know where Bali is. And to be he said it's tropical, Gabe. To be quite honest with you, I didn't want to look dumb in front of him, so I just agreed like I knew what he was talking about.
Oh yeah, you're like, me too.
Well, I stayed at a hotel.
Place.
That was the hotel that I stayed at. It was called Bali.
I don't think it was there though.
No.
I'm pretty sure you were different. I'm pretty sure it
was a different place.
Right.
Where the fuck is Bali? Okay. It says Indonesia. Where's Indonesia? I think that's kind of like tropical China, isn't it? That might get cut out. That sounds racist. Dude, I got a globe over there. I should get up and go look at it, but I won't be able to talk to you about it. I'm trying to Google it right now on my phone. Let me look up Bali country map. Okay. Oh, so I think that's like, yeah, that's us. It's like to the left of, well, to the west of Australia, I guess you would say. West and southern,
Oh,
which is pretty
I'll
sweet.
look it up just to see some pictures, but I bet it's beautiful.
Dude, I would go. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what. I asked him, I was like, what language do they speak there? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, I'm sure you'd figure it out, you know, like what?
Yeah.
It would be pretty interesting. He said that it doesn't like go really like above 86, and he said it doesn't drop below like 80.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
He said it'll
There's
rain.
such a place?
Yeah. I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
To be honest with you, I just Googled it for the first time ever in my life. I remember my friend Colby kind of talking about it. Like, I really want to go visit Bali.
Yeah.
And I was always like, yeah, man, sounds wild. I don't fucking know where that's at. We can go retire there.
Sounds like a road trip.
Across the ocean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's fucking hilarious. That's really good. What are you doing tomorrow? Are you doing anything exciting? Oh, sorry. Did you have something else to say about that?
I was good. Well, now that I think that's the name of it. Isn't there's a movie called Road Trip? I think. Have you seen it?
Oh my god, yes, Gabe. It came out in like the late 90s.
They're going in a school bus.
Yes, dude. And they're at the diner, and that fat ass like chef puts the French toast down his pants and like, yes, walks out and serves it to
That's
that.
a great movie.
Dude, that's probably one of the best movies in the world. When that skinny dude's sitting in the back seat of that bus, he's like, I boinked her. I boinked her. Dude, that's so fucking funny. It's like, oh my god, please tell me you killed a cheetah. And he's like, no, I boinked her. Dude, that's hilarious. That shit gets me any day of the week. That's my mom showed me that movie, dude.
You need to do a road trip too.
I would be down. I'm sure I can acquire a school bus. I used to have a bread van here at the house, but
Yeah.
I think we drug it up into the woods. I don't know where it's at, to be quite honest with you.
We can make
let's take the
let's take
the
be the skinny
06.
guy.
Yes.
Huh?
Let's take the 06. We'll cut that wall out and we'll put like 3 more seats in the back, right?
There you go.
And then dude, that can be our road trip vehicle.
Yeah.
How much would I sell it for? You know? Fucking get it down to like $200 for each of us, and
you can go now and just take it.
Well, keys in the ignition, baby.
Keys aren't even in it, bro.
Half the keys in it.
You just gotta walk your ass over there and just get in.
Oh my god! Was I telling you that today that I was gonna go steal it?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go. Like, just go get it. It's waiting for you.
Dude, I might. I told you we can just hide it up here. We'll park it, dude. Nobody will fucking see it. My neighbors are wild, dude. They ain't telling. You know, they don't call the cops. We don't call the cops. That's fucking.
Yeah.
I think they've got a couple cars back there that might not be theirs.
Yeah, that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, because if you look at my back porch or my fucking if you open this door right now to my shop, I can count about 30 fucking 2 vehicles, and I'm like, there's no way, dude.
Way.
Yeah, I don't think it's not a chop shop. What it legitimately is, to be quite honest with you, and I don't want to fucking have anyone tracing down my location, but it is like a boat and RV storage place. Like it's a storage place.
Okay.
And it's like 20 fucking acres of storage shit. Like, I'll pull it up on the satellite view, dude. I'll send you a Snapchat or I'll send you a fucking picture of it. Dude, it's insane, to be quite honest with you. Because our property's like 20 acres, and I feel like they must have at least that. Like, I have no idea how much. We're not like that close with them by any means, you know what I mean?
Right.
And they just like, what they started doing is like they kind of just let people bring their trailers, and I think they're letting people live in the trailers for like a higher rent price. You know?
Yeah.
And because there's just like, you hear screaming and shit, you know, or like yelling, you know, some nights, you know, like especially like in the summertime, you know, it gets, you know, a little interesting. Yeah, like it seems like they don't do anything like fucking too bad by any means, you know, but we're always kind of like, oh, that's an interesting choice, you know?
Yeah.
But dude, I don't know. They're interesting. So yeah, they're not going to say anything if we got a stolen vehicle up here. Let's go grab it. Can you go drop me off?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet, bro. Let's do it.
Let's get it. Oh god.
Well, dude, tell me something interesting real fast because I'm fully out of shit to say, to be quite honest with you. And if you don't got anything, we're at like 33 minutes, so I'm assuming we're probably. Do you know that? We've been talking for 33. 1 second. Sorry, my fucking camera every 30 minutes I have to get up and press the button again. Because after like 30 minutes, so like if you buy a camera, right, and this is like stupid and I don't need to explain all of this, but I'm going to, there's like, you know what a tariff is? Like it's like an importing law. I don't fully understand it, but there's certain like rules and regulations when it comes to importing things, especially electronics, to like make them classified like into certain categories. So I have a DSLR camera, which is what most people use for like videography, but it's usually used for like short term like video, but it's considered like a photo camera. And so as that being said, they have to build in a restriction where it can only record for 30 minutes at a time. And then a video camera can record for longer periods of time.
Yeah.
And so I own like, because I bought this camera like when I started making like YouTube videos and shit where I'd edit them, and it's a lot of like short clips, you know, that you put together. Whereas like this is just like I record, so it's kind of fucking annoying, to be quite honest with you. But I'm not buying another camera right now, so I just get up and I just press the button every 30 minutes, like because I can see it when it turns off. You know.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting to know.
But yeah, either way. Okay, so what I was saying it real fast is like we've been on the phone for like 30 minutes, dude, and it flew by, man. I appreciate it. We're gonna start our podcast when you want to do it.
Hey, so usually is this how long your podcast lasts, or is there a time limit on them, or
I ran out of shit to talk about. I get tired.
What I mean, though,
I get like tired of hearing myself talk.
Isn't that what the podcast is about, though?
Yeah, like a little bit. Like,
how can you make a podcast if you're gonna get tired of hearing yourself?
Well, no, like you get like tired after. Like, okay, so here's the deal, right? Like, I did like 30 minutes up front, like before I call it. So it's usually about an hour, right? To answer your question, and not trying to be a funny way, because I should just answer shit logically sometimes, like. But especially when I'm on the podcast, dude, I just take shots. Like, you know, you got to make shots to fucking get scores on the board, you know, like, and there's going to be some misses, dude. Like air balls, you know. I've done a decent amount of them with you tonight, Gabe.
Yeah.
Like that one right there, dude. You're not like
I got it,
dude. And so I'm just like, you know, it's usually about an hour, but like depending on how many people I have here, because sometimes I'll have people over, you know, like it'll go to be an hour and a half. And like usually what I do is like tonight I always do a little bit of time up front for the most part, usually like kind of solo, like, hey, what's going on? It's episode 205, you know, like this is what's going to be on this real fast. It's kind of like usually kind of quick, or I'll like, I talk about like, you know, like I'll usually do like a couple of like shit that I thought was funny that happened to me like today. It's kind of like a journal almost when I record them, you know, like I hit a couple of things that I saw today, you know, like I was saying, I talked about that guy with the mallet that is interesting. I talked about the pants, you know, because Abby didn't fucking start the dryer, you know, like, you know, and I'm standing at fucking Fred Meyer's at 6:45 trying to be happy.
If you were sure it was still wet.
Yes, exactly. All of that shit. All of
it. Sure?
Pretty much what. Gabe, I don't want to ruin the surprises, but I pretty much go to work and I make you guys laugh all day long, and then I come home and I try and tell the stories the best I can. Try and say it the exact same way to a fucking different group of people. That's pretty much what happens, man. And so tonight I had about 30 minutes worth of shit that I could talk about. And then earlier at work, you were like, yo, like, you doing a podcast tonight? And I'm like, yeah, let me call you. And you were like, you kind of bit at it. And I'm like, fuck yeah, man. If you're actually down, I'll call you, And so then I called you, and then it was like, well, I'll see, like, kind of how this goes, and I would say around 20 minutes, I ran out of good shit to talk to you about. And then I tried to come up with a decent shit for about 10 minutes of that. And you kind of just sat there and, we're being a good friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, man, that one was tough. You're like, I don't know about that one. But no, dude, so it's usually about an hour, sometimes longer, and I'll probably get off the phone with you, and I'll do another like quick little 2 minutes or something, say goodnight to everyone, and fucking,
that's cool, man.
Go down to Abby's house.
I've seen that a lot. People doing that, their podcasts and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
That's what I'm saying, man. And you're part of one right now.
People are, huh?
You're part of one right now.
Yeah.
It's not. Let's be honest, not the best, but you're on one. No, and so like,
it's a start. Yeah, we'll eventually get there, man.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like the more often that it would be, dude. Call me, Gabe. I want to talk to you. I miss you. No, dude. I think one day we'll actually have a decent little audience, and like, dude, I promise you, if I'm famous, we will make you start a podcast. You just you work like an hour a week, dude. You get to talk about shit you want to talk about. And we will, if I have like a big ass audience.
We'll do it bilingual, right?
Yeah, you can hit them by. Yeah, and once I fucking get good enough to speak, dude, I'll come on your podcast and hit you with some Spanish, dude, and I'll be fully down with it. It'll be fun, dude. That's exactly what I'm saying. Is I'm just, because that's the thing is. What was I saying? I was telling you I was fucking El Gringo Roberto, fucking robot or whatever, the fucking robot. White robot.
And tonight we have El Gringo.
Dude, I'll come right on there, dude, and be like, "Hola, mi amigos, buenos dias."
Yeah, there you go.
I to be honest with you, they haven't hit me with like, I'm still, because like I showed you today, like I've literally only completed that like first set of lessons, and that's just like real basic words.
Right.
And then this next, it's cool because they like separate them out in lessons. And so like Abby just did like the one of how to pay, so it's like all the different ways to like pay like for shit. Store? Like I would like the check, if you're at a restaurant.
Okay.
And like polite ways to be like, can I pay? Like all the different verbs, because like right now, like I'm kind of learning some of like the tu eres thing, and then like the different variations of that, because, or same thing, like I know that like it's so like eating, and like I'm learning like the different variations of that, like home or like come, and then like coma, what is it? Like come, like if it's eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's interesting to try and like, but that's what's kind of hard about it, because like I just know any of those variations mean eat, so like I can't really form a sentence, like, like, because I'd look at someone and be like, I would hit them with like, yo, como, fucking, what's the thing I got the other day? Not an enchilada, Gabe. What was I telling you? I can't eat. I'm going to do it again. Fuck, dude. I'm going to do it again. Why can't I figure out what the name is? Dude, this is how I got this thing in the first place. A chimichanga. So I would hit him with like, yo, yes, dude. I would be like, yo, como chimichanga, por favor. And they'd be like, that's the worst sentence I've heard. Like, I eat chimichanga, please, but like, so like I talk like an idiot still, but like I'm slowly learning, and I'm picking up the words, a lot of them and shit. It's, I don't know, it's a lot more fun. And once I perfect that, we'll do Chinese, and then we'll move there.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. All righty, bro. You want to say anything else before I kick you off my podcast?
It was nice, man.
It was nice.
Chilling with you,
I'll
talking to you, and yeah, for
if
sure.
you want, you
Have a
should
good night.
come over at some point in time. We'll record one in person because it is way more fun when I can see you. Dude,
Yeah,
no
I
way.
bet you guys
Gobbles
have
is
fun,
calling me right now.
No,
Yes,
word.
he is. 1 second. I'll put you.
All right.
I'll merge the calls. Okay, wait. Is this working? Tim?
Are you okay?
Tim, can
What's
you
up?
hear me?
What you doing? Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm talking on the phone with Gabe. Gabe, can you hear us?
Gobbles! Yeah.
Yes. You guys are both on the podcast. Take it away. I'm taking a sip of my Coors Light.
Take it away.
Timmy! Jason!
Gobbles! Gobbles!
Wait, is Colby there too?
No, it's Ruben.
No way! Oh,
Wow.